What's going on, guys? Crypto Renegade again here for you, and in today's video, backed by popular demand, I'm doing a hardware wallet comparison video updated specifically for the changes in 2021 on the Ledger Nano X, which is in my left hand, and the Trezor Model T in my right hand. Stay tuned, you are not going to want to miss this one. All right, guys, welcome back. So again, today we're going to be looking at a comparison of which hardware wallet should I choose. Ledger Nano X, which is in my left hand, and the Trezor Model T in my right hand. But before I jump into the content, again, I just want to reiterate, I have a brand new ebook on the 7 best ways to secure your crypto, updated for 2021. It's 100% free and it directly pertains to what we're going to be talking about here. So check it out, download, comments, pinned, etc. All right, so now that that's out of the way, let's talk about these two. Now, these are two of the most popular hardware wallets, and really the last time I shot this video was in 2019, and I was so new to YouTube and filming, I was very uncomfortable, didn't have good sound, and let's just say I've come a long way. But I wanted to kind of touch on some of the differences. We're gonna touch on some of the 3 main categories that I always do, but in this video, I'm also going to add in sort of the commentary of my experiences because I use these wallets all the time. I'm gonna touch on some of the usability of updates that they've made in the past 2 years. So just reiterating the 3 categories. Number 1, design, usability, and security. Number 2 is going to be specific or unique coin support. And then number 3 will end on the price. And then I will tell you which one of these wallets I would pick if I could only buy one. Again, I'm going to start here with, on my left, the Ledger Nano X. Now, you're probably aware Ledger's had some problems recently with the noted Ledger hack. Now, just to reiterate, that hack was for a database that they had, such as customers' names, phone numbers, addresses, etc. They don't have access to your crypto or your private keys, so just wanted to get that out of the way right off the bat. However, that information was sold on the dark web, and there have been phishing attempts, meaning emails that look like they come from Ledger, trying to get you to enter in your information, your security PIN code, and some other details, your recovery seed. And obviously, some people fell for that, unfortunately, and lost their crypto, and Ledger is a little bit in hot water, so to speak, for that particular debacle. Just keep in mind, and I address this and how to solve this kind of issue in the future in the free ebook, but just want to point out that your crypto is safe as long as you didn't enter any of that information in the phishing email, such as your recovery seed, your PIN, etc. Then your crypto is fine. That aside, I want to point out that the overall design and security, this is a wireless Bluetooth device, and this Trezor Model T is not wireless or Bluetooth. So with the Ledger Nano X here, there's 2 ways that you can manage this. There is the Ledger Live app on your iOS or Android device, and that connects via Bluetooth on the device wirelessly. It also has a USB-C connector here, which also allows you to charge not only the device, but it also allows you to manage it on the desktop app as well. As far as the design, personally, if you've seen any of my previous videos, I'm not a big fan of this small form factor. This has 2 mechanical keys for you to basically choose up and down and left to right on this very small screen. And when you're signing a transaction, you have to wait for it to scroll to see the full address, which as you're sending crypto, you want to verify the address matches here versus what's on the software. So again, there's just a few things that I really don't like about the usability of this device, and that's really my only gripe with it. As far as the overall security of the device, some people are fans of Bluetooth, other people are not. I think that the security model with Bluetooth is probably fine, but again, I don't leave a majority of my crypto on this device. I mainly use it for staking, which I'll address in the next category. So that's the kind of recap on the security, design, and form factor for the Ledger Nano X. It is a hybrid between a wireless device and a desktop device, and you can manage them both equally. It's got a brushed stainless steel, obviously plastic on the back here, and that is the Ledger Nano X. If you're new to crypto, the Trezor Model T, or specifically Trezor in general, was the first hardware wallet provider, and they basically had the Trezor 1, which is the very first hardware wallet that hit it to market, and then Ledger caught on a little bit later. But ultimately, this is the second generation device, and this is a full touchscreen display. It also has a USB-C connector, and this is managed via a desktop application only called Trezor Suite. It also does have third-party wallet support. For instance, My Ether wallet, My Crypto, where you can manage several altcoins and things like that, which we'll talk about in the next section. But this overall security, this will light up as a full color touchscreen display. You can enter in your PIN code and authenticate the device. But again, the signing of transactions, the sending, receiving, etc. is all done on the desktop application. No QR code generation on the screen or anything like that. Again, just a single port with the USB-C, which not only powers the device, but is used to connect it to your computer. And then on the left here, they have a SD card slot. So if you want to sign something with an SD card slot offline and then put it in here and manage it and sign it again, you're more than able to do so. Again, built with sort of the same type of plastic material that you see right here. And these are both considered mid-level or mid-tier hardware wallets. So it's not on the high premium end and it's not your entry-level device. So just keep that in mind. Now that we've talked about sort of the overall recap of the two physical devices and the security and form factor, category number 2 we're going to touch on here is coin support. Now with Ledger Nano X, both of these, I'll say right off the bat, have or support at least 1,000, in some cases 1,100 or 1,200 tokens and or coins, and both of these do support staking. However, there's a key difference. So with the Ledger Nano X here, they've really mastered the art of staking natively on the device. And what I mean by that is, for example, they have a couple of coins such as Polkadot, Atom, Tezos, just to name a few. Those are coins that I all stake on my Ledger Nano X device, because if you've seen any of my previous videos on Ledger Nano X staking, it is the easiest out of any hardware wallet. It's the easiest to set up. It's the easiest to delegate. It's just the easiest to manage in general. And that's why I stake most of my crypto on the Ledger Nano X, because they have it down better than anyone so far. That's a cue to all other hardware wallet companies listening to this video. Step up your hardware wallet staking game. All right, Trezor Model T. So this does support staking. However, currently there's no native application. And what I mean by that is you have to connect this to a third-party wallet to stake. For example, if you have a Trezor Model T and you want to stake Tezos, you need to connect a third-party wallet with Tezbox or another Tezos-related third-party wallet. If you have Cardano that you want to stake, you can use ADA Lite, or again, another third-party wallet for staking management. So just keep in mind that you can stake certain coins on Trezor Model T, but they are third-party integrations. Another example of a third-party wallet that works really well with Trezor Model T is Exodus. I'll link a video I did on that a few years ago explaining kind of the basics of that if you're interested. But overall, when it comes down to unique coins, they both support really the same amount of coins. It really comes down to which one you prefer to stake with and which application you like managing it with. This is both wireless and desktop. This is desktop only. Staking can be done natively and easily on this. Staking on the Trezor Model T requires you to use third-party wallets. I hope they get around to upgrading native applications for Trezor, but we'll see what happens. In 2021, so far, this is only third-party integrated. So that's coin support. Now, before I get to the total price, I want to address the specific updates for these devices. Now, as I mentioned, these both run on desktop applications, and they both used to run on web applications or websites, which is obviously not very secure. There's a lot of phishing attempts and masked URLs and other security flaws that cause them to move from a web application interface, website URL to manage your account versus a desktop application, which is much more secure. So they both have their own native desktop application for management. With Ledger, that's Ledger Live. With Trezor, that's the new Trezor Suite. Now, the Trezor Suite is a few years behind, meaning it's in beta still. It just was redesigned. It supports about 10 to 20 native applications for coins, but it does fully support third-party wallets for any other ERC20 tokens. Again, a big example of that is My Ether wallet. The Ledger Live app does also support third-party applications like my Ether wallet and my crypto. However, they have a lot more native applications on the device. I forgot to mention this in the last category. Native coin support right now is about 10 to 20 on Trezor Suite, but again, third-party wallets are thousands, and they are going to be adding a lot more on Trezor Suite very, very soon. Technically, applications or coins, if you will, you can hold 100 on the Ledger Nano X. Now that's a huge upgrade compared to the Ledger Nano S, their first generation device, which only allows you to hold 3 to 5 applications. When it comes to the overall application that you manage this with, Ledger Live versus Trezor Suite, Trezor does win in that category. And I mention this mainly because when you're managing your crypto, meaning you're sending, receiving, you want to do things like lend it via Compound, that can now be done on Ledger. Those are things that you cannot do on Ledger or Trezor Suite yet. However, they are going to be adding in third-party applications to buy crypto directly, swapping your crypto, adding in DEXs or decentralized exchange support, and so on. So that's a very interesting development. I would just say that ultimately Trezor is a little bit behind, as opposed to Ledger has a more polished and more robust application with more features, security upgrades, portfolio management, etc. However, I'm very confident in Trezor and very confident that they're going to match or exceed what Ledger has done. So that was my sort of addition of my experience in 2021, because the Trezor Suite's only been out since 2021. Ledger Live has been out since 2019, and they've been periodically adding upgrades and updates to that as well. Haven't tested the Compound feature for lending and DEXs on Ledger Live yet, but I will be doing that in a future video as soon as I test it. So category 3, the price. So these are very comparable in terms of their overall price. And again, I'm gonna have links down below for each of these devices. I'm gonna give you the full price when I announce it right now. However, there could be deals or there could be discounts for each of these. Just check my links. We'll always have the updated best price, sales, etc. So Ledger Nano X standard price is $119 USD for this device. And then they also have bundles if you want multiple devices and add-ons, etc., etc. Check the link if that's something that you want. 119 USD. Standard price on Trezor Model T is $159. Again, there could be discounts, there could be sales at any given time. Check the links, but they're very comparable in price, essentially 160 versus 120. Ultimately, it comes down to, if I had to choose between these two wallets, only for me personally, I would choose Ledger Nano X, and this has nothing to do with price. Strictly, it's the staking support and how easy they've made it for Ledger that I would choose this. They have almost identical coin support. They have almost identical form factor security. It's almost identical either way that you look at it, but at the end of the day, I stake on Ledger Nano X because it's so freaking simple. And you still can do it with Trezor. It's just more of a pain because you got to use third-party applications for management and so on. But overall, these are both fantastic devices, and these are both mid-level. I'd say these are probably the most popular or well-known devices out of any crypto hardware wallet. And at the end of the day, the only reason I'm choosing Ledger is strictly for the current staking support. If Trezor had staking support like Ledger did, and it was sort of comparable there, I would still take Trezor just because I like the company better, I like the story better, and Ledger is still kind of on the outs right now with their recent scandal of the Ledger hack. So again, just want to reiterate that it's not anything to do with price, it's not anything to do with sort of the security, if you will. For me, it comes down to my personal preference of staking on a hardware wallet, which I recommend. I'm going to go ahead and leave that video in the top right corner and wrap it up here so you can see my hardware wallet staking video. But I just wanted to do a recap. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave it down below in the comment section. I will do my best to address them for you. And then I will see you guys in that next video. Crypto Renegade out.